Hello and welcome to a show in which we take enlightening excursions into current, contemporary, and pertinent topics in culture, academics, and life in general. We learn to use reason, sense, and understanding in order to achieve our goals, hopes, and aspirations in life. In these ways, we can avoid turning out mediocre or sounding odd and thus missing out on those opportunities there are in life. Before I go any further, let me ask you to like this program. Please do, especially if you like it, and even if you don't, let me know. Don't stop there, subscribe so that you'll be getting notification of many other interesting, pertinent topics that I have lined up for you. Now, I pose a question to you. Do you speak like an educated person? Do you speak educatedly? Because that is most important. Most likely you've heard of the saying, the gift of the gab. This is said of people who are impeccable in speech and of course in writing. These are the people who speak English with the panache of a great orator and the pulchritude of a newscaster. And what's more, these are the leaders of societies. They are able to rise to high levels of leadership. One cannot fail to think of Barack Obama and how he featured in American politics, rising against all the odds to be the president, the first African American, or may I say Kenyan American, to lead that country. Now, it is my wish that all of us can attain that level of proficiency. And this can only be done by getting the correct pronunciation of some of the more difficult words in English. And that's precisely what we're going to do today. We're going to practice some words that will help us sound educated. So I have a dozen of words that you should always get right. Number one, archaic. The word archaic. Okay, the Americans may say archaic, but the British, archaic. Let's see it, an example of it in a sentence. The word aforementioned looks and sounds good, but it is rather archaic. Or, it's such a pity that we are running this institution on such archaic laws. Another example. Number two, archbishop, or the Americans will say archbishop. Archbishop. The Archbishop of Muyale will preside over the Christmas Mass. So note, we say archbishop. How about this one? Chef. Chef. That's how it should be pronounced. My friend is the chief chef at the Intercontinental Hotel. My friend is the chief chef at the Intercontinental Hotel. How about this word? Conscience. Conscience. Okay, the Americans may say conscience. Conscience. Listen to it in a sentence. Conscience should make cowards of us all. Conscience should make cowards of us all. The word conscience should not be confused with conscious, which means being aware and responding to one's surroundings. I was conscious as the doctor stitched the cut on my forehead. I was conscious as the doctor stitched the cut on my forehead. How about this one? Dee.pow. Dee.pow. In my early years, I worked as a storeman at the Armed Forces Ordnance Depot. As a young man, I worked as a storeman at the Armed Forces Ordnance Depot. Is an example of that word in sentence. How about this? Enmity. Enmity. I dare say that civilians and the police are held together by both amity and enmity. I dare say that civilians and the police are held together by both amity and enmity. Franchise. Franchise is the next word. I just opened a new franchise in Eldoret dealing in sale of computers and accessories. I just opened a new franchise in Eldoret dealing in the sale of computers and accessories. Hierarchy. Hierarchy. Okay, the Americans may say hierarchy. Hierarchy. Yeah? She started at the bottom of the corporate hierarchy, but has ever since risen through the ranks to be CEO. She started at the bottom of the corporate hierarchy, but has ever since risen through the ranks to be CEO. So remember the word hierarchy. How about this word? Gouge. Gouge. I used a chisel to gouge the hole on this piece of wood. I used a chisel to gouge a hole in this piece of wood. Here I would like to point out that there are other words which follow this same pronunciation pattern. And this should include couch, couch, lounge, lounge, or vouch, vouch, vouch for somebody. Right. And the last one that we deal today, niche. Niche. Although the pronunciation is contentious, there's some who will insist on niche, but if you want to say it with suavity, the word is niche. I love teaching English pronunciation, and I can confidently say that I have finally found my niche. I love teaching English pronunciation, and I can confidently say that I have found my niche. So there you go, a dozen words which you should pronounce with panache. And by doing so, you will prove that you have the gift of the gab. And because you're so gifted, you will take your position among the leadership of your community. And this is the importance with this. You will sound educated, and many people will be impressed by that. So, as we come to an end, I remind you to like this program and to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of all those beautiful programs that I have lined up for you. And I would love it if we can interact in the comment section. So bye for now until the next episode.